Fold them in, Wilson. I say, chaps, would you mind awfully forming a neat line? Just get on with it, Wilson. Don't you know there's a war on? Well, sir, I heard the Prime Minister on the wireless claiming there was a war on, but I can't help thinking he's being a little, over-dramatic. Over-dramatic? We're facing the gravest danger to our nation since 1940. Hardly so. It's only a rather nasty strain of the flu. You're talking Tommy rot, Wilson. It's far more serious than that. We could be looking at 500,000 dead. The cottage hospital has made a makeshift morgue to store the corpses. 500,000 dead? Don't panic! Don't panic! Calm down, Corporal. We beat the Bosch, and we'll beat this coronavirus too. But for now, it's all hands to the pump. And we're in the front line. If you insist, sir. I do insist, Wilson. The very fabric of our civilization is teetering on the brink. It falls to us to maintain order. We'll start by shutting down the Red Line and the Marigold tea rooms. It would appear nobody's complying with the new social distancing regulations. The what, sir? The government says we should all stay 2 meters apart until further notice, so as not to transmit the virus. And how far is 2 meters, sir? Yeah, about 10 yards, give or take, I should think. Something like that. Better be safe than sorry.
Permission to speak, sir.
Very well, Jones.
Mrs. Fox and some of the other ladies from the Women's Institute laid siege to my butcher shop at 6 o'clock this morning. I told them, don't panic! Nope, but they cleaned me out.
Everything?
Every last sausage. They were like locusts, and I know all about locusts. I served in the Sudan with General Kitchener. They've cleaned out Sainsbury's too.
Are you saying there's no meat to be had anywhere in Warmington?
I can't get another delivery until Monday. At this rate, we're going to have to bring back rationing. But don't you worry, sir. I've saved you a nice bit of liver for your tea. Mrs. Mannering likes a bit of liver, didn't she?
How is Mrs. Mannering coping, sir? Actually, she's self-isolating. Oh dear, has she contracted coronavirus? No, nothing like that, Wilson. She's been self-isolating for the past 30 years. Social distancing, so to speak. Yes, well, we will all have our cross to bear, Wilson. Now pay attention, men. Jones, I want you to take a patrol to guard the home and colonial stores in the high street. We're getting reports of looting.
I fear that's right, sir. My sister Dolly said they stripped the shelves of everything from margarine to flour. She was planning to make a batch of her upside-down cakes.
What are you doing here, Godfrey? All over 70s are supposed to be self-isolating. Do you think that wise, sir? If we took any notice of that advice, half the platoon would have to stay at home. Yes, well, precisely. Anyway, upside-down cakes are the least of our problems. This is anarchy. Jones, to the Home Colonial. And the double.
Right, man. Fixed by that. Let's give 'em a taste of cold steel. They don't like it happen. They do not like it happen.
Steady on, Jonesy.
Can't we just shoot them, Captain Mannering?
Who said that?
Me, Mr. Mannering.
Is that you, Pike?
Yes, sir.
Why are you wearing a gas mask?
My mum said I couldn't come out and parade unless I wore it. She says you can't be too careful with all these bugs about. Isn't that right, Uncle Arthur?
She was rather insistent. You know what Mrs. Pike is like when she's got a bee in her bonnet. Take it off immediately, Pike. That's an order.
You wouldn't make me take it off. Have you seen that film Contagion in the Rialto with Jude Law and Kate Winslet and that bloke from Breaking Bad and Gwyneth Paltrow as a woman who comes back from Hong Kong with a mystery illness, and before she dies in agony, she sleeps with someone who isn't her husband, Matt Damon, and spreads it to everyone in Minnesota and Chicago. And then it goes viral around the world.
You stupid boy. What do you want, Padre? Don't you know there's a war on?
I want a word with you, Mannering. The verger has just telephoned from the vestry. There's no toilet roll in the facilities.
Private Walker, do you know anything about this?
Not a clue, Captain, but I just might be able to help you out. As it happens, I've come into possession of 2 gross toilet rolls. Isol, medicated, top-notch gear.
Where did you get that from?
Ask no questions, Captain.
Never mind all that. This is an emergency. How much?
To you, Rev, a £5.
A £5 a gross? Now a £5 a roll.
bog rolls are like gold dust right now. That's extortion. Not extortion, supply and demand. Prices always go up in wartime. Warden Hodges is asking 30 bob for the cauliflower. Typical of Hodges. Profiteering from other people's misery. Oi, Napoleon! Stop playing toy soldiers, get over the road and open the bank. I shall do no such thing. Look here, Napoleon, the stock market has crashed. The pound has fallen through the floor, interest rates are close to zero, and I want my money out now. Can I shoot him, Mr. Mannering?
Don't tempt me, Pike.
Permission to speak, Captain.
What is it, Fraser?
Did I hear you mention something about 500,000 dead?
Well, that's a conservative estimate.
Oh, so that would mean 500,000 extra funerals.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, we're not doomed, after all. Every cloud... quiet, everyone, quiet. The Prime Minister is addressing the nation. Turn it up, Frank.
Don't panic. Don't panic.
Stick a bunny in me pocket. I'll fetch the suitcase from...
Wake up, Rodney. Stop slumping in front of endless repeats of Good Night, Sweetheart. Oh, leave it off, Del. I'm bored witless. We've been holed up in this poxy flat for more than 3 weeks, listening to Albert droning on about rationing during the war, and how there was no panic buying back then, 'cause there was nothing to panic buy. Yes, he is an annoying old git. And how you can't compare sitting at home watching telly all day, eating crisps and drinking lager, to carrying in an air raid shelter with doodle bugs and everything raining down on your heads. I know, bruv. Now, just listen, right? And how a Caucasian flew in 1957 off some bird he met on shore leave in Singapore. He's doing my crusting. Oh, I'm going to make a sandwich. Do you want one? We got 2 dozen sliced loaves going stale in the pantry, as well as a crate of long-life milk and 144 packets of pasta. No, forget all about that now, Wooders. Sandwiches are for wimps. We got work to do. I don't believe it, but we can't work, Del. Peckham Market's closed, there's no one about, it's the law. He who these wins will get nicked. I haven't seen this many police on the streets of South London since the Brixton riots. Boss says Marlene got threatened with a fine for sunbathing in her own front garden. Probably just some copper copying an Eiffel. I don't suppose Marlene minded, although Boyce he wouldn't have been too pleased with her displaying the goods on the forecourt. He paid good money for them. Anyway, we won't have to leave the flat, not for a bit. Why not? Opportunity knocks. What? With Huey Green? They're not showing that again too. And I mean that, Marshall Shelley, folks. Not opportunity knocks, you plonker. We're going online. What are you talking about, Del? Fire up the Amstrad, my son. Time to put your Sitting Guild certificate in computers to good use. We're going to need a website. What for? Stands to reason, bruv. We can't sell out the suitcase, so we're going to start knocking out stuff on the worldwide... What's his name? I'm appointing you Technical Director of Trotter's Internet Traders. Yeah, cosmic. First, we got to have a dominatrix name. Domain. I thought we could call it www.tit.com. Tit.com? You cannot be serious, Derek. Sounds like a porn site. Well, you think of something. I've got to concentrate on the stock. Let's start with the 600 bog rolls I bought from Patel's Multi-Mart. People will pay well over the odds for them, and Monkey Harris says he knows where he can lay his hands on some fire-damaged 5G phone masts. They'll shift in no time, what with everyone working from home. Now, what else do people need? PPE. Come again, what does PPE stand for? Personal protective equipment, especially for the NHS. Masks, goggles, visors, plastic gowns, gloves, that sort of thing. We've still got 3 gross of ski goggles in the lockup. Top quality gear, made in Wuhan. Wuhan? But that's... Shut up, you dipstick. What sort of masks? For salt that covers your mouth and nose. Didn't Elsie Partridge knit the balaclavas for the Great Train Robbery? If we can get hold of the wool, we could have her set up a production line in her flat, roping some of the old biddies from the Derby and Joan. I don't know, Dill. Wool's not very hygienic. Oh, shush, Rudders. I'm thinking... Plastic gowns, eh? Cracked it. I'm sure we've got a consignment of previously owned Pacamax somewhere. You can't expect surgeons and doctors and nurses to wear second-hand Pacamax, Del. Not in the middle of a major pandemic. Why not? They're plastic, ain't they? Anyway, if they put them on back to front, nobody would be any wiser. You're unreal sometimes, Derek. Oh, thanks, bruv. Now, what else? Testing kits. I think Raquel left the box in the bathroom before she went off to self-immolate with her parents. They're pregnancy testing kits, Del. Same difference in it. No, Derek, it isn't. Who's that? Oh, that'll be Trigger. Isn't he supposed to be on lockdown too? No. He got himself classified as a key worker through the council. So did Denzel. He's making deliveries for Amazon when he's not bringing Romanians over in the back of his truck to work as fruit pickers. You're not going to open the door, are you? He'll be fine. He's going to hold his broom at arm's length so we can keep to the social distancing rules. What's he doing here anyway? Mike's reopened the Nag's Head as a takeaway and he's doing food. I asked Trigger to pick up 3 helpings of boeuf bourguignon for dinner. 1 for you, 1 for me, and 1 for Albert.
All right, Del. What's your Dave? Here's that beef stew you wanted. By the way, I've seen Albert walking around the car park. What's he doing?
Yes, what is Albert doing, Derek? I thought he was in the bedroom sleeping off his fry-up. He shouldn't be outside. He's in the vulnerable at-risk category. Oh, God, no, Rudders. I should have told you. He's doing a sponsored walk. He's not in any danger. I found Mum's old gas mask from the Blitz in the airing cupboard. That'll keep him nice and safe. But why is he doing it? Didn't you see the story about that old soldier who's done 100 laps of the garden? He's raised over 20 million quid for the NHS. And he's 99 years old. That's amazing. Exactly what I thought, Rudders. If Major Tom can do it, then why not able Seaman Trotter? Albert's only 89. So think how much he could raise. Lovely jubbly. For the NHS, Del. Oh, obviously, you know, there would have to be certain deductions to cover expenses. We'll stream it on the internet. He'll go viral. Derek, I can see him out the window. There's one of those police drones hovering over his head. Don't worry, Rodney, it's all kosher. And just think, with Trotter's internet traders up and running too, this time next year we'll still be locked down in this poxy flat. That's if we're not locked up in Belmarsh.
Get my glasses here. With a phenomenal one-man show called An Audience with the Stars, he is a TV comedy impressionist, voice actor, sound and look-alike artist from West Sussex, United Kingdom. I introduce to you Christopher G. Well, why you travel all over the world, from cruise ships to over in the United States as well as over there in England, and you transform into a multitude of people throughout your career. But who would you say is maybe one of your favorite?
I would have to say this man.
What man? Uh-oh.
Robert De Niro.
Do it, baby.
Do you want me to do my De Niro? Okay. I gotta thank Queen Sylvie. It's very nice of you to invite me onto your show. Yes, it is, because you're good. Yes, you are. You two work as a good team. You got lots of people there. I really do enjoy this. Now listen, I spent a lot of time. A lot of actors have not been able to work. When work comes back, I did an advert for a men's deodorant called Mathew for men. What's different about it? Gives you 24 hours protection.
That is great. That is so great. Listen, you know what, Chris?
Yes, I did.
We have an excerpt of you doing a little Morgan Freeman from Shawshank Redemption.
We sat and drank with the sun on our shoulders and felt like free men. Hell, we could have been on the roof of one of our own houses. We were the lords of all creation. As for Andy, well, he spent that break hunkered in the shade with a strange smile on his face.
Wow. That's really you?
That is me.
That is so
That sounded really
good.
pretty close to Morgan Freeman. I wouldn't tell the difference.
That is so good. Have you
He
ever?
always plays the part of God, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but you know, you do so many voices. I'm not gonna say you do Trump as well, right?
Now, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure about this, man. I wasn't. That's me.
Okay, so of
That's
all of
me,
these,
Mr. Donald. That's a lovely picture of me.
oh, look
It's
at you.
fantastic. Thank you so much indeed. Squeeze bucks.
They're gonna come
Thank
and
you for
get
having me on
you.
the show. You're great. Fantastic. I was thinking about this before I came on the show while I was listening to Leo. And I was thinking about Morgan Freeman. Because in films, he always plays the part of God.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, so Boris, you know, good old Boris. I'm sure you get a lot of coverage of Boris over there.
Oh,
Right.
occasionally,
Boris,
yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Boris says, "Dear God, when is going to be the time that we can sort out this dreadful COVID-19? And God said, well, that will be in the year 2024. And Boris says, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be around that long. At the same time, the Donald says, Dear God, when is going to be the time that we can actually sort China out and tell them that we are the greatest power in the world? And God said, well, that will be in the year 2026. And the Donald says, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be around that long. At the same time, Kanye West says, Dear God, when is going to be the time that I am president of the United States of America? And God turned around and said, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be around that long.
That's hilarious. Cool. You know, so let's listen to a little bit of poetry. This is a poetry piece that
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rage at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. The wise men at their end know dark is right. Because their words had forked out lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men, who caught and sang the sun in flight, and learned too late they grieved it on its way, do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men, near death, who see with blinding sight, blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless, and now with your fierce tears I pray, do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
So, Chris, you speak, 5, 6 languages?
This comes from working on the ships. Because on a ship you have about 300 different people, different languages, and so I'm always trying to find a couple of words and trying to build up my vocabulary. And the weird thing is that there's Russian and Ukrainian. Now, when you go on the ship, you have the wonderful staff, and they've got their badge, and it has a Ukrainian flag. So you go up and say, "Jak sprawy?" And there's I don't speak Ukrainian. I only speak Russian. I said, "I'm sorry, I saw your badge." Yeah, no. I do not speak Ukrainian. I only speak Russian. So then you see somebody with a Russian badge, and you go up and say, как зовут? Меня зовут. I do not speak Russian. I only speak Ukrainian. So this was really confusing. So anyway, I found this the Russian bar steward, and I said, I'd love to be able to speak Russian. And he kicked me right between my legs, and I went, ah! He goes, very good. Tomorrow we start on the letter O.
No, that's hilarious.
That is hilarious. You know, there's a number of people who do impressions, but not too many of them do them, and actually are funny with their voices.
I've got somebody who want to say hello to you.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Where did he go?
He's go. Yeah.
Hello, America. Hello, America.
That's funny.
Is there anybody there? Sharon! What's happening with this thing, Sharon? I don't know if Queen Sylvie can hear me. What's that?
That's funny. Ozzy.
Oh, it's bloody hell, it's talk shit. Hello, I'm here. How you doing, Babs? I wasn't sure with all and that sort of stuff. But that's great. That's wonderful, that is. I love America, you know.
Yes.
Great place. That's cool.
Looking good.
Cool. I can see myself.
That's funny.
Did he do the card trick? He's done that, hasn't he?
Yes.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Right? No, I've got to do it differently.
No.
Can you see me calculator?
Yes.
Can you see me calculator? Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to put this here, right?
Right.
Keep it there. Right. Now, give me a year, Babs. But Babs is a term of endearment which we use in the Midlands. It means darling, lovely. So Babs, give us a year. Any year you want.
1920.
Tell me what it is. 1920. 1940. 1920.
Yes.
1920.
Yes.
I'll have to put 1940.
We'll go with 1940. It was a good year, too.
1940, right? Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what. We'll put 1920 in now, right? And we'll jumble them up a bit. So I'll times it by 1920, right? And to really jumble it up a bit more, we'll divide it by an 8-digit number. So give us an 8-digit number.
An 8-digit number?
Yeah.
80,000.
8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And that comes up with, oh God, that comes up with 379,521. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
379,521. Well, this has been visible all the way through your wonderful show. If I take this off like this, right, and turn it around, look what we've got here, right? We've got 379,521, which is the same number.
Whoa.
And I did that without any substances. I remember the days.
Sharon would be proud.
I can remember the days, you know, when I could eat a bat and it wouldn't start a worldwide pandemic.
You are good. You are so good at what you do.
That's very far rock and roll. I'm going to say I'm going to go now. Yeah. So unusual things. I like unusual things, like Roy Orbison. Now, are you Roy Orbison fans over there in Texas?
Yes, we know. Yes, we do.
Well, you see, I think he would have been a great ventriloquist. Because when he used to sing, he never used to move his mouth. And I'll prove that to you.
Okay.
Right? So, Roy Orbison as a ventriloquist. Honey, the lonely, another I here tonight. Honey, the lonely, another healing night. So he's in there.
You are so hilarious, I tell you. That's funny. Well, listen, Christopher, I'm going to go out with this performance that you did for an American audience here. I believe it was on a cruise ship.
And now the end is near. I saw a face behind a curtain. Jimmy Stewart, my friend. I'll say it clear, yeah. I'll say my case, which I'm certain, yeah. Prince Charles once lived a life that's full. Once traveled each and every highway.
The Queen.
But more, much more than this. We did it the Royal Windsor way.
Lieutenant Colombo.
Regrets? I've had a few. But there again, they're too few to mention.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I did what I had to do and saw it through, without exemption.
Al Pacino.
I planned, Fredo. Fredo, I planned these chatted costs, and you broke my heart.
Robert De Niro.
You talking to me? Are you talking to me? I gotta tell you, let's do the family way.
Marge Simpson.
Yes, there were times. I guess I knew, homie. Well, I guess I bit off more than I could chew.
Krusty the Clown.
I can't spot through it all. When there was doubt.
Marge, I ate it up, but I never spat it out.
Mr. Burns. But through it all, Smithers, I stood tall, and you know what? I did it my way. Miss Piggy. Dr. Evil.
And now, Mr. Powers, as you go in liquid hot magma, I find it also amusing.
John Wayne.
Walter Flink. Well, hell, I did all that. And may I say, well, hell, not in a shy way. Oh, no. Oh, not at me. Hell no. I did it my way.
Michael Caine.
For what is a man? What has he bloody well got? If not himself,
then he has not. Sean Connery. To say the words, it truly feels. And not the words of one who kneels. Bill Clinton, the record shows I took the blows. But I did not have sex with that woman. And did it my way. Thank you.
Deep in the rural English countryside, isolated from the outside world, is a secluded cottage nestled amongst tall, imposing fir trees. B, a 16-year-old girl, in a long, flowing, elegant white dress, is sat in the top floor window, lost in a daze, staring out into the vast woodlands before her. Inside the home, delicate light streams in through the window, illuminating a traditional country cottage bedroom with an almost ethereal and dreamlike feel as dust particles dance in dazzling rays of sunshine. Old oak beams dominate the room, whilst exposed brick walls cool the warmth of a flourishing summer day. B moves from the window to sit at a modest-sized dressing table in front of an ornate carved wood mirror. Her mother enters, clutching an old but exquisite mahogany box, embellished with peculiar carvings and other unusual adornments. She delicately unclasps the fragile latch on the front, revealing a stunning antique hairbrush. She handles it with the utmost care, smiling gaily as she examines the brush, lost in thought for a moment, and then begins to gently brush B's hair.
You know, there's nothing to be nervous about, my sweet.
B smiles sweetly.
Oh, I'm not nervous. I've been waiting for this day my whole life.
Her mother places a hand on her shoulder, comfortingly.
You're a lucky, lucky girl.
B places her hand on her mother's, squeezing it fondly. But the tender moment between the two is broken by a voice bellowing out from downstairs.
Where is she? Where's my bit?